Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. I'll restart it. Okay, next test. Is this better? Normally it works once after going out and back in. Okay, great. Sharing screen. So what did Nasdaq bring for us today? People can't see your channel. Okay, great to say. I need to change something here then. Normally everybody should be able to see. What was the other one? I'll take a look if this is better.
Look out.
Ja, die wel. Ik kan er nog in staan. Let me take a look if it's better this way. I'll take a look after the stream if we can actually take that one. Thanks for telling, otherwise I wouldn't know. Okay, so who took this morning session after we actually took the orb? I wanted to see it go immediately to that 4-hour gap when we actually tapped here. It was actually perfect, but perfect showing again what the market wanted to do. The only not funny thing is that it actually first came up and then actually did that move. There was actually no reason for this 1-hour candle to come here. If we would have taken this part out, I would understand why it came up. Actually here, it just needed a little bit of liquidity, so there was nothing that we could do about this one. Except of what we did, actually we reduced risk and actually made sure that we didn't give too much to the market. Now, after that, who actually had confidence in taking, because you actually did not use 1R yet, so you still would have been able to take the next one, so who actually had confidence taking the orb down to that 4-hour gap? So because this was actually London's open orb, it's not because I'm not here, you can actually not trade of course, because I saw when I came back actually after the meeting what I done, we actually immediately dropped 2 inversions for the 5 minutes. Okay, if you shorted, that would have been from here, stops at the high, because there was a huge value gap outside. But if you took that to that 4-hour gap, that was a beautiful 5-hour, 4-pointed bit. Oh wait, that was the entry, so 3.4. Anybody here took this? Clean work. Nothing to mention that wouldn't go. I did say maybe not trade because it was going just sideways, but after actually when I was off stream, once we got tapped out here and actually we saw the move back up, this was actually a clean move. Took out liquidity, came into a small for value cap just up here, did not expect this actually, so, and then it actually rallied all the way where I wanted to see. If somebody took it, congratulations yourself. You're getting better and better at this. Now, what did I see afterwards? I didn't want to test this one out. Once I go back, so we swept session right here. That was London Asia session, by the way, that we swept. I actually believe that we would sweep the upside too. We did not actually, and we came down. We had a 15-minute change in delivery right on this one. This one actually changed the movement. I wanted to see if we had a 5-minute actually in here. We did not actually, so we did not have a 5-minute for value gap anywhere. Then so I did enter this one, but I had actually patience because the next 15-minute came and we actually created a 15-minute for value gap right here. So I actually just put it on at entry and actually let go of it. My alarm went off. I did not even expect this to happen. Just wanted to see if it would work. I took it just to the high, and what was up here, there was still another fair value gap in here, so this is why I took it a bit higher. There was a 5-minute, I believe, right here. Yeah. So this was a 5-minute fair value gap that I took it to. We came back actually. So this was that drop entry, and actually the second entry I took was actually here, that 5 minutes afterwards, and we actually rallied back up. What did I took it the same high, not further, so that was a clean 5R for me that I took this morning. Now we're at open, like 2 minutes before open. Let's see what that brings. Market is going a bit sideways at this point, I must say, because we're actually ranging. So we took a high, back to the highs, back to the same. So we're actually inside a movement of about 100 points. Because every time we came up, we touched the fair value gap, we dropped again, and we done actually the same to the upside. If we zoom out a bit, and we take that 4 hour, go up and I go down, but we will see what happens. I got more confident actually that we go to that high, that we would go to this low, but if the market decides to give us an opportunity short, we will definitely take it. This was actually what I said this morning. Once we come here, I was actually seeing this right here already, that we would sweep at least this low, and actually we swept both of them. And I said there is a possibility that there was a 1 minute right here that we could also react off, if I'm correctly, somewhere in this one. Yeah, look, it's even exactly where I put it. We actually came to that 1 minute too, so predicting market, if you can actually see the movement of the market, is quite easy. The only thing is the time when it happens. Sometimes it's a bit off. So this is market open. We're starting. I'll even check that range too, if we can take this. We keep it on a 15 minutes, give it a bit of time, see how it actually moves and acts. Because we can actually have two sides here. Oh yeah, that's why we're actually going sideways. CPI tomorrow. Thanks, Euros. And most of the time, if we have CPI day afterwards, we could range a little bit more. But same, we could also just have a small continuation, what the market actually is already showing us to do. I've seen happen both already, so. But that would explain also why we're actually still in this 100-point move. So if New York decides to take out London's low, right here, I want to see if we got that 5-minute change in delivery one more time, and then actually 15-minute change in delivery with a 5 minutes for value gap inside, and if we can take that to the high again. Now with that we're always moving, like at a small range. But if we do not see any pullback off of this, we probably will hit to that 4-hour for value gap right here. So we got two options here. Or we do actually directly this, if we drop to that low and then bounce off of it, or actually we drop just to this one and immediately bounce off of it. So this is actually what I most likely see happening. How's everybody's morning been so far? So who took that? No, nobody's here. So who took that? Actually, who took this in this morning session? The orb. Can you hear me? Yeah, you took the pre-orb? Yeah, okay, okay. Oh, just okay. Nice. Anybody took the London's orb too after that? Because we reduced actually a lot of we only gave like a half hour, so you definitely still had the half hour that you could have used. But this was a very clean move. Normally I stay on till 10, so I would probably have said to you guys that you would have ended. At least with a half hour that you actually had. Yeah, I got the same thought process that we can take out London's low. It's not in your plan yet, yeah. Good of you. Oh, nice. But you actually kept it to one trade then. Keep it to your plan. If it's not in it, you don't have to, of course. Proud of you, Nicholas. If you have a, yeah, if you do want to put that in and you still are able to trade, and you only took like a half hour loss, and it's not even came in close to it, you can watch if London does show you the move. But if you're not tested it and you're not yet ready for that, it's okay. Just we will be patient until you actually have the confidence to maybe take it again afterwards. If you only took one trade and you didn't do anything else, that's a very good mindset. A 40-point orb, and I still have another 7-8 minutes into it. Yeah, I got tested, but time isn't enough yet. Don't fully understand, Nicholas. You didn't have time enough to test it yet, or you don't have enough time to trade it? Yeah, test it, okay. Few more seconds. I'll test it. I can change this channel category. Okay, Tijan, you did. Can you share me? You took the Tijan, you took actually the also the orb. What held you up for not? Did you take it to that 4 hour for value gap, or did you stop somewhere else? Or you just took pre-orb? Okay. Hope everybody's country is as hot as now. Here, Belgium is. This is. Phew, what a weather. Tomorrow I'm sitting outside to trade, so hope the connection is just as good. But I will not sit in my van tomorrow. It's way too hot. It's about 36 degrees in here, so it's half solar here. We still got 4 minutes until we actually see anything, so looks like it's still needing liquidity somehow. I gotta take myself something to drink first. Wil je vast niet misschien? Vast? Oké. Kan je nog huizen of niet? Nee? Maar nog deze niet? Dan hadden jullie 30 jonge meningen. So this is actually what we call a sideways market. This is a ranging market, so it's not a choppy market because it does have for value gaps, and sometimes they do hold valid. Once we sweep something, they actually hold constantly and then take out liquidity again. So this is a ranging market for somebody that actually wants to find one of them. This is actually a very nice sideways market even. How can you trade it? If you ever want to know, just take Fibonacci tool. That's actually this one. Take the high of that gap, back to low, and I put 2 more inside. That's the 0.25. If you ever should do this. That's my dot. That's 25 and the 50%. And then the 7.5 into it. I'll take this box off. So this is actually then the movement that you can take it. Where do you take it? From the high to the 25, and anything 25 after it sweeps something, you can take it back to the 75. That's it. Come to Spain. What's the weather there? Same temperature as here, or is it a bit chiller? Yeah, it's about the same from here. Where do you live in Spain? More to the south, the north? Near the beach or somewhere else? Marbella, oh yeah, I like Marbella. I'll come that way. Happy to. It's a bit crowded right now, ain't it? People going on holidays. September, maybe a month or two. I'll come that way. Yeah, see, this is why I prefer not to be traveling to hotter countries, or the countries that people actually go on holidays until September again. People actually chill off. So, first 15 minutes, price didn't actually do nothing. We actually came back to the high and to the low. So we got about a 57 point range. That's actually nothing. If we would have swept that low, we would actually have a nice movement back up, but we did not sweep that low. we did actually missed it by a few points. If we go on the 5 minutes above it, we got 1-2 sessions just higher too, so, and we are actually not taking, if it would have taken out our low, I would actually love to see this go higher. Do we have any fair value gaps left? No, this one's closed. Small part of it. Otherwise closed. 2 minutes. Completely closed. 3 minutes. Closed. 5. Oh, that's actually good. We could put it halfway. So that means only like, what, 25 points top? This is a small orb for New York session. 28 points. Let's see if we can, if this is actually possible to take. I would only be at 1 hour actually to session highs. A 3-hour waiting permit for a pizza. Okay, so you have to call by noon to get it by evening meals. Oh, that's okay. Let's hope they're open whole day. Otherwise, call in the morning around 9. You get them by noon. Must have a good vibe too. Six seconds, 5, 4. Do we get it? Do we get it? Ah, we didn't get it. Sadly enough, not immediately a breach, but now if we do get the next one and we come all the way up like to this high, there's not even a point in taking it. So I do want us actually to stay as close as possible because we only have like a 1.2 hour all the way back to the high. So this would be session high of Asia. If we sweep London, it's a big possibility we will sweep Asia too. So we will take out both. Ooh. Dow is hugely down. ES is just doing the same. Sitting sideways. If we can get it to close very near that Dow opening, I would definitely try it. I do want to get it as close as possible to this orb range. The reason why is actually it's not even worth it. Even if we go like to this high already, it's a 0.7 to the highs, so that's probably better just to leave it alone for today. If we can get it too close, very nearby, then actually it's worth it. We still need 4 more minutes. It's too hot here to eat, my friend. If I get there, I'll give you a call. You can show me it. I don't think they'll deliver to Belgium. I think more than 4 hours then. So this is actually, look, this is a chop market now. So it went up, it came down, touched a small value gap, and now it's just sitting here, actually building up liquidity both sides again. So it wants to do something, the market. We're just holding everything for tomorrow. Actually, I would prefer to be patient until we actually sweep a session and then see an ILM or a reversal or a change in delivery. Back to the lows actually. That's actually something I would love to see, but if it doesn't show or give us, the only thing is if you want to trade this to the downside, we actually have no room. So if you should short this, the only thing that you could short it to is actually that 4 hour again, just below. If we just sweep this and immediately have a reaction off of it, I think you can't even take this. So that's a 0.39 points, so that's not even worth trading. Not even a half hour you can get out of this for spending an hour. You don't take this. The only thing that we could take it is to that 4 hour just below. That would be if we go lower. But yeah, maybe for people that don't yet know me. Only thing we can do is be patient. See if the market does give us something. If not, well, you can always ask questions in the meantime if anybody wants to know something. If I can see them anyways. Smile. Live chat's not available. Okay. YouTube off? So no, YouTube's still working. Okay. So 5 minutes has passed and we did not move an inch. So half hour almost to the session, and it looks like first sight would say for me a no trading day. Few more minutes. So this is actually what I see. So this would be actually first TP if we hit this. Well, in the structure moving like the candles are doing, so we came down, we tapped. I believe there was maybe a small propfirm gap left here. No, not really. 2 minute maybe. Actually, there was no propfirm gaps left here, so we just needed some liquidity. If this 4-hour closes like this high, there is a possibility that we actually go all the way to that high. Because then we swept, actually, we didn't take London low, but we came into this for value gap right here, and then we actually showed that it had strength to come above this candle. So then actually, there is a possibility that we go actually to that high here. But we still need a minute, and that would give us the same confluence for orb. I would say that it goes up. I do want to keep it around this. Yeah, stop should be halfway, and I would take only one trade today. That would be maybe this one. I will not take another risk after this, just because how the market is reacting. So 23 seconds. I do want to have that 1 hour at least. So that's that close. So if you can enter, I would try this, but that would be the only trade I would take. If you're an orb trader, you can take this right now. So that's about a 31 point stop. So if you have a $200 contract, that means 60 per contract. So count 183 at least contracts, maybe 4. That depends on how much you can. TP would definitely be that high, and definitely take a look how it reacts. So the only reason why I would take this is actually we came in that 4 hour, we came into for value gap, we had a bullish reaction. Still this candle looks like it wants to go a bit higher, so the next logical reaction if this continues higher should be actually Asia high. I don't believe London's high will do a lot because they're actually only like 9 points from each other. I will not take anything else. Yeah, it's exactly 1.1 or something like that. 1.2 max that you could get out of it to that high. If it took it immediately, it wouldn't even be an hour, so that would be like 0.7. Still gonna measure it and see how it plays out, but it's a bit of a risky play, especially because we're just going sideways. That's the only thing that I can say. Otherwise, not much movement. Everybody can see the same like I do, so we can see that we have been started from here this morning session, came down, came back up, came back down, so we actually just, like I said, still ranging. If you didn't feel comfortable taking this, I fully understand. once we get to that Asia high, I would actually definitely take a look. If we don't push immediately through this, I would definitely like half off immediately to BE here, so that we don't come back at least. There's actually no reason for us now to come back, so we had now 3 bullish 15 minutes. So we came into a 15 minute for value gap. We actually swept all of this. Again, we made it a bullish candle. We now broke structure to the upside, so no for value gaps left. So anything that actually the market should do, if it wants to continue and not go sideways anymore, that's sweeping that high. So for everybody that's new to trading and has no idea why it should sweep that high, is because that's a session high. A session high is actually a place where we go from one session to another. So we got Asia session, London session, and New York session. We have like 3 sessions in a day. And the reason why these are important, because people put their stops there, or the market is most of the time drawn to these time-based liquidity zones. Yeah, everybody that know me, I'm personally not in this because I can't. I need to be patient until one of these sweep. So I waited for this sweep actually to come out. This was actually my play for the day. So I do want to see it push higher immediately, because we came into a small last rally gap right here. So if this 3 minutes closes not back to that high, I want you to take half off immediately. I don't want to let you guys give something to the market that's not needed. If you're in this anyways. So this is the last for value gap that we could have tapped when we came back down. Now here we should immediately need a bullish reaction off of. So I want to see that 3 minute actually close back in here. I want to see it at least back to that high of that wick. It actually did what I wanted to see it do, so we can hold a little bit longer now. If we come again to this low, now you can take half off. That would be 23,722. The reason why is we've been going sideways all day, so I don't want to see you spend anything that's not needed. So that would reduce half, so that means that you only need to give like a quarter to the, well, a half, maybe 3/4 to the market max. I'll explain why too, because actually we came to the last for value gap right here, and now if the market actually just wants to continue, there are no more left for value gaps, so there's no reason for us to come lower. We actually should have that continuation movement here. So for everybody, I filled in the trade plan, and it says that you actually want to have at least a 2R out of a trade. You should not be taking this either, so just keep in mind that you still have to follow the trade plan, not because I draw it out. If it doesn't fit your trading plan, you just skip a day, that's okay. I've seen a lot of you send me DMs, didn't go through all of them yet. Good work, by the way, for everybody that sent it and sent most of the documents to us. If not, if you haven't done it yet, try to keep up, or keep up. I cannot guarantee that you get where I want you to get if you don't do the work. It's just that simple. Trading is one of the less easiest stuff in the world to do. Not because it's hard, just because it's actually mentally not easy to do. Believe me, if it was that easy, everybody would be a millionaire by now by trading. Can you share me? Okay, sure. Right, I'll just give you a link. Can nobody invite somebody? Oh, I didn't know. I'll change that. Here you go. I actually didn't know. Yeah, no. Now you have a link. So this is an unlimited link. So normally if you use that one, it's 7 days old. It works at least for 7 days. I'll change this. Thank you for saying this to me. I had no idea. I think Euro sent that to me too. Nice crypto bill. Yeah, how many times did you have to repeat it sometimes once you did the 1 minute sweep? Did it always play it out immediately, or did you sometimes have to do it 2 or 3 times before you actually got to your profit? So here we have that continuation, what I want to see. Nice. Look. If you're done with the results, send them in the group. I love people to see this so they can compare it with yours too. It's always nice if people can actually add to that. I'm not sure if this 1 minute would have held here. So no, that's pre-session. So actually here you wouldn't have a trade yet. You should wait until that one is swept. Actually. So if you're in this would be a half hour at this point that you got out of it. So I do want to see that continuation even after sweeping its own high. So this was actually New York's high at this point, and just swept its own high a little bit. So I do want to, there will be a little bit of liquidity here, so I do want to see that continuation here now. I don't want to see it come back inside the orb range. Oh, I'll send it a second. YouTube is now open on my side. A moment. Because I'm streaming, the chat isn't working on my side. I'm looking at it at the other one of my wife actually that's open. I'll give it to you in a minute. That clicking is still inside, oh, that's so annoying. Yeah, if I was listening to this, that would definitely be... that clicking is still inside, oh, that's so annoying. Yeah, if I was listening... I understand what people sometimes say, that it's not good to concentrate. Some people enjoy it, but I understand what you meant. It would be nice if the next 40 seconds would close above the high from itself. No, I'm not trading orb at this point, so I'm not in a trade. It's on the screen, Karlik. This is just for people that actually trade the orb, so this is why it's on the screen. I'm just taking, at this point, a 15-minute or a 1-minute reversal after a sweep of sessions high or session low. I took this morning a trade, I shared it. Was actually after this sweep we took a 15-minute change in delivery, and I waited for that 15 minute actually to get tapped. I wanted to take it to this high, but I saw there was a fair value gap right here that probably would get hit, so I took it to that excuse me, starting point of that fair value gap, and I re-entered it right here. I took it again to the high, the same height. I wasn't sure that we could sweep everything, so actually quite happy that I did it, that I stopped here. I was okay with it. It was 5 hours, so I was done for that day. One or two accounts are locked out now, and the rest I'll see what happens. The only thing I did like about this ILM here, or this change in delivery state, was actually this was a change here. I'll show again. So actually above this high, oh, that was not a line, above this high here, you had a change right here. So to this wick, so I wanted to actually see this candle, that there was a 5 inside. We didn't see that 5-minute inside here, so I had patience. So there was no for value gap right here inside. There was one just above here, or the next 15 minutes. But when that 15 minute actually created, I saw there was a 15-minute created. So I just put it in a limit order in it and just let go of it. And actually, we tapped that way like a mean little stuff. So now we swept the high again, so we should actually continue to push now. So here we go. If there was a 5-minute value gap created out of this, I would have said you could add to this, but because there wasn't, I couldn't say anything. Now I do want to see that clean push now for the next 2 minutes, because we came once. Now the second time we came to that high, so now actually that should make sure that we have that last push immediately. If you want to reduce a little bit of risk, you could put your stops actually full stop now at 23,772. So if the market comes back to here, you could, that would be the stop then. Oh, now it is. Just because there is no point of us even coming back to this area. I'll leave it where it is so I can see how far you actually get to that 1 hour. But that reduces at least a half hour, I believe. So that was 27, 28, and you gave like 13, 12 points back to the market. Okay. That would reduce at least to a half hour here. If there was an FVG, where would be the entry point? If there was one, the FVG and then the high here again, when it swept this, actually when it swept that high again, that would have been your point for entry. But there was no for value gap created.
Hey, take a look.
So we just swept London's high. Look, like now we're creating a new for value gap. So if this one is not completely filled up, so this is now for value gap that's can be created, of course. It depends if it comes back or not to that wick, but still need another 5 minutes. And then I want to see actually, but if we sweep that high immediately, I would definitely take close look to take profit. I believe this is like 0.8, something like that. 0.7. Yeah, I'll put my journal in my own channel so everybody can see it in the group here. I don't even want to see it come back to entry now. The reason why is we just swept a session high, so there is some liquidity here. I don't want to see it come back to entry. It needs to keep pushing here. Because there's actually nothing in here for us to come back to. If this 2 minutes, the next 2 minutes in this 5 minute actually goes back to that high, I would say that you can put your stops right here then. That would be my idea, that the market doesn't need to come back to that low. So it cleaned off this candle actually, so it first 2 minutes we came down, we actually closed it completely, and now we should next minute actually come back up. The next minute after that we can come back down, that's okay, but we should definitely now in the next minute go to the high. If we don't, there's a lot of down pressure, so selling pressure right here. So we came in for value gap, we took a high. Just telling my thought processes so that you actually can see what I see. But for actually a slow moving, not so fast moving market, this is actually a fast trade, so we only took like an hour. Normally it takes at least an hour and a half, 2 hours, so. So if it was up to me, and I was in this trade, I would put stops now to approximately maybe this one or just to entry. I do not want to see it even come back to the entry. Now we could just chop around and maybe come, because we swept a session high, come back down to the session low and then take out everything. And I don't want you guys to be part of that. Again, the reason why is we have just been doing this from up to down constantly. So always keep this in mind. How this is why actually the last lessons were about how markets conditions are. So if we have continuation movements, we got more chances. If we're doing this, there's less chance, less volatility, less movement. So there is faster possibility that every high actually has a reversal pattern into it. That means it can go faster back to the lows. So always keep surroundings and mindsets too, that you know what kind of movement on the market you're trading. I've seen a few of you actually sent me the chores that I asked you to do. Everybody, the ones that sent me were all correct, so very good. Hope you also can see them in live markets, so that you know what kind of model you're trading, and you know if it fits that viewpoint of the market. So for Veerle, if there was actually now this 5 minutes closed way higher up here, and that fair value gap was created, and we tapped that, and we swept that high again, I would say that would have been nice. So the thing that I would say, if there was this, if there was here for value gap, we tap this, and then we came actually to that high, that would have been perfect adding spot. Well, no, this is not worth it actually to add, but that would have been actually the idea behind it. So if you're in this, still be patient. It still all looks good still. Okay, my internet lagged just a second ago. Now I'm actually watching and seeing if how the candle is producing itself. Because this is actually the point where people get some kind of emotions when they're inside a trade. Because it came up, it actually almost hit your TB, it came back lower, it came back up, it came back lower. So this is actually what people get. Do special stuff in a trade. I would say like that. But actually I have to say the market should actually continue higher if it wants to take out that high. If not, I would personally stop at entry. I would not take the risk if the market would go lower. So that's my idea after it. So I would definitely put it here. That would be my stop for me. Maybe -1 contract. But there's no point actually in coming to that low. Otherwise there's a huge possibility that we actually close everything again. So instead of full stop would be it be here now? I would probably not take another trade either this day. It looks like it just wants to do nothing. But if you're okay with your stops at halfway range, I'm following your plan that you said. I'll do my stop on my TP. It's up to you. I just tell you what I would do. Doesn't need to be exactly like I do. The same like some people would have already have taken profit right here on this high. I would have not, because just that was 0.7. Yeah, that was like a 0.7, so I think I need to get a ventilator for my van. Whew, man, I hate aircos, but a little bit of fresh air would be nice. My wife is knocking, not needed. Okay. So like I said again, so if I was in this trade, this would be my stop halfway. And normally to reduce anything that I gave to the market as fees, I would have just taken one, maybe a half. You can't take a half contract off, but just one, so that actually the fees were paid too. So that means actually putting my stop most of the time just above my entry. I would take a contract off. I would just make sure that this is the same amount of my fees there actually. But there's no reason for us actually to go lower. The only thing that needs to go now is upwards. If we do go all the way back down, that means actually there's a big possibility that we actually clean out all of this. There's actually three reasons why I think this: one, per value gap, liquidity sweep, and still moving sideways, not actually showing it wants to do anything. The upper candles are still a lot bigger than the down ones, so there is still more buying pressure, or buying than selling pressure. Yeah, of course, if your entry was right here, that would have been the stop already. I'm not sure if this 1 minute actually gave an ILM2 or a change in delivery state. So what did we do? We came up, second one, we came down, no for value gap, no for value gaps, no for value gaps at all. The only one was actually here. I'm just taking the 15 minute at this point. It gives me a bit more relaxing. Antonio, have a nice day. Thank you for being here. I've seen you send some DMs. I'll make sure I'll go over them by today or tomorrow. Crypto Bill, you took one trade. How much is a not profitable day or 1 hour here in your trading? Because I see minus 400, 500, minus 300, so one trade. 3. Okay. Can you explain how you come to 1 trade minus 500 then? Yeah, it can be a little bit more, but that's like $200 more. I had added to the position. Okay, right. If you followed exactly was on the screen, that would have been... That was a quarter of my stop actually. Did not expect that one. Okay, this will probably be the stop. That was a strong push. So I would be out of the trade here if I was in this. That would be 0 profit, 0 give to the market. Because the market can easily continue higher here or actually show us that it wants to take out all of this liquidity that's been building up right here. I'll show you. This one actually. So we built up one trend line liquidity. We came under it actually, and we actually retested that trend line, so there's a big possibility that we actually continue a bit lower just to take this out and then to make that move. It looks like this will be a no afternoon trading day for me. Show the indicator. Oh, this one? Trading session? I just choose one. That's trading session. I sometimes look at kill zones too, but I'm not so fan of them. It makes a bit more noise. So kill zone, actually we took out both of them actually, but I prefer not to use them all the time. Just trading sessions. I did adjust them a bit more to my style. So they're not the ones that are filled in. So you just rewatch it. I'll show you. This is the first session that I put in, second session and third session. If you decided to keep your stops at the low, you would still be in. I'll give it another 15 minutes. if nothing happens, I will end the stream for the day. Tomorrow will probably be a better day to trade anyways. We will have a nice volatility of the market. Some news that comes out. Is it nice that you're adding too, by the way, Crypto Bill? Yeah, the reason why I use this trading session thing, I prefer this than actually have to draw boxes over my charts constantly. It's easier to put them away. In the beginning, I would actually recommend just putting them there actually every time, so that you actually know these sessions out of your head, where to put them. But after a while, you can just use this. It's easier. So these are the last 15 minutes that I will be online for today. And now rally to that TP, that would be actually so special to see again. So one day in the week I will do a no speaking trading zone again. So reason why is so that you actually, I'm gonna let you all do the speaking for once. Want to feel how good you guys feel the market already. I want to see how far you have grown together already, so that will be a challenge for all of you to tell me where I would put my stop, or tell us where we put our stop. So I'm gonna give you guys a chance to take a look how far you actually can read markets. If things okay, you can make a not correct answer. It's very good, because then you will learn a lot faster. I remember it also way faster. That's the good thing by making I don't call it really a mistake, a learning phase. So mistake is something that you will learn from, and if you have it correctly directly, then actually you see the market already. You've grown a lot, Crypto Bill. That's very good of you. If you can do this and you're not eager to do any trades, that's even the best way to go. Long-term vision for trading is the only way to go. You cannot take a short-term in trading. So this is actually what I was expecting has to happen right now. So this is actually that trend line liquidity that's now been taken. So you can see we are building this liquidity up after you actually came through it, retested it, and we did not immediately puff off of it. This is how I learned to read the market in the start, and then actually that falls and takes out all of that liquidity. But I prefer not to use them too much. I can see them, but I prefer not to draw them. So anybody who took that 1 minute ILM back to the lows, that was actually a nice play for today. So this would actually be your model that you wanted to play, Crypto Bill, or that you've been testing. Did you take it yourself too? So the first fair value gap, actually that was sweep of session high, so that was London sweep that we took, and the first fair value gap actually was right here. That would have been a 2.5 3R actually from here. So that would have been the entry. Stops at that high. TP at least at the last way up, so that's a 2.2. If we can take it back to the low of war, that would be a 5.5R. So this is actually the 1 minute sweep of session highs. Create a fair value gap, wait for the retest to come back into it. Always keep your at the same high and then actually take it to the low. So if this was your model and you actually done it, congratulate yourself. You should be now at 2.6 hours, so I would then definitely take an hour off here. Let's see if we can get that to that whole low. And then just stops entry. So I was actually being patient for that 15-minute change in delivery. So if this 15-minute actually would close all the way down here, that would have been that one that I want to see. So this one would close. Then I would take a look if we have a 5-minute fair value gap inside and then short from that off. But it's 10 before 5, so it'll probably be no trading day for me. Or no afternoon trades. I believe that it would take Asia as well. Because it was so... Yeah, it's same for me. I had the same interpretation that it would take Asia low, but Asia high, but sometimes it does not, so... If this one comes all the way back to the high, then we actually came to it. We did fill this one up completely. I just saw this one, when we came down, that I saw there was a small one that was not filled up completely. I didn't see it when we actually were drawing it. So anything that's for value gaps that's still left open, it actually still holds value. You can see how fast that was. They came down and how strong this push was back up to it. So always keep that in mind. No matter how small they are, sometimes they actually do hold value. If anybody has a question, now would be a good time to answer or ask. So we're 11 days in. I still need to log my last trade that I took. I didn't take many trades this month. But so that was my entry here. The target was top of this one. Stop was right here. So stop was here. It's a 3. I'll take one more. Jo.
Komt toch niet treden. Komt toch niet treden.
So I show my P&L, so this was my P&L today. 1100, that was divided by 200, so that was actually $200 trade. 1100 divided by 200, that's 5.5. Sweep, London, Asia, low, 15 minutes, change, took 15 minutes. That was time. So 3, and the next entry was here at 5, and I closed at this one at. So closed at 5, entered at 3:45. Well, Cryptable, in back testing, would you actually have taken this trade? Or would you actually also have waited until you actually had or would you also have waited until that swept Asia high? Just tape reading but without removing original stops, MNQ, that would. Yeah. The reason why it's still like this, Blake, is actually we're still, like I said, we're going sideways at this point. So as long as we do not see a push above that high, we still are in this ranging market. And anything above 75 would actually take profit. Anything below 25 is actually an entry point, and the other way around. So anything above 75 is actually a sell. Anything above under 25 is actually a buy opportunity. Always with the highs and the lows as actually your stop. Last question is you started trading, you always look at refugees in the earlier time zones. For example, when you trade in NY, you always look for when it comes to London and Asia and Divine. Here, before I actually traded Nasdaq, I actually only traded crypto, so we don't have time zones in crypto. It's 24/7 open. That means the market never closes, so we don't have a stop or we don't have a change in time zones. It actually constantly continues. So when I started, actually we only used the 4 hour, and I used the 4 hour, the daily, and the 1 hour for value gaps, or we called them imbalances back then. So this was an imbalance, actually every fair value gap now called, it's a bit easier word actually, but we used to call these imbalances in the market, and they always tend to fill up. I actually used only the 4 hour most of the times, because crypto is a bit more in change. So what did I do? I actually waited until these imbalances got filled up. They got tapped, and actually that was my entry point. Immediately there, stops would be then actually previous wick slow, and that would actually be the long then. When we hit this, I would already set this up, and I would take out the high again. So I would immediately set this ready and be done with it. This could stand open for me for days before it actually got filled up. Because once I saw this move up and this was created, and this 4 hour, I would immediately put that one here, set it ready for the next, and when it does touch this, that I actually would be in it. Same for if when this one was created here, so say that this fair value gap was created. This took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, 7 times 4 hours, so that would be the day after actually already. Wednesday, and this is Tuesday, so this would be actually set before stops. The lows target actually would be still the highs. So that would be actually the trade that I would preset. And this is only then trading with major time frames. We are intraday traders here actually at Nasdaq, so we actually trade faster. Have a great one, Crypto Bill. Thanks for being here. Start would be my entry always. I would not look for a lower part, or you could go into a lower time frame and then check it out. Then I would go to the 15 minutes and see if we have a 15-minute same imbalance created out of it. So what do I mean by that? So if we have a 4 hour right here, so say that this is that 4 hour here, I'll mark them out. I go to the 15 and see if we have a 15 minutes also. So we actually do. So this was a bigger 15, so this was actually two times because this is the 4 hour for value gap, and that's that 15. So it depends on what time zone what time frame you would prefer to trade. So second one would be actually this one. There's still a possibility to tap, but you wouldn't be in this trade then. You had a second one right above here that you could have taken too. Well, it depends on what kind of trade you are. Sometimes you will have them, sometimes you won't, and you have to be happy if you got them, and you will have to be happy if you don't got them too. I missed a few trades already, or did not get tapped into it, and then it's like this. It can happen. The only thing that you can do then is be patient and see if you have a next after a change in delivery. So this was the down part. Here we had a change state, clean, close above. We had a new 15 minutes into it. So instead of taking this one, you could have taken the next entry then, stops at this low, because that would have been then your stop again, and then had a continuation to the same high. So the end point is the same. So if you would have taken this, that would have been a 1.5, that would even be a better one than mine entry. But you can't see this one before it actually is there. So that would have been the other one. The 4 hour, what was that stop? So that stop would have been all the way here. If I take that to the same high. See, that's only 1.3. So smaller time frames give bigger rewards. Bigger time frames give less rewards, but more accurate. Have you took a trade? People that took the orb did take a trade. I was actually being patient for a 15-minute change in delivery. What we actually just have gotten after that, taking that high. So if we have a 5 minute in here, you could take this short down to the lows. No for value gap inside, so no trade. So if there was a 5 minute for value gap in here, you could have taken this back to the lows here, but there isn't. Reason why is we swept session high, minutes change in state delivery. And then if we have a 5 minute for value gap created inside this 15 minutes, then you actually have a nice entry point with stops at the high and then continue lower. But if you did not take a trade yet, people on YouTube, I would keep your hands off today. We've been chopping around all day, so look, again, if you just joined, look at this. We've been ranging from 12:45 Friday until now, so no move or ups or downs. Okay, I'll end the stream with that. Hope you enjoyed. So no afternoon trade for me. Well, look, I'm still sitting here and not trading too, so see you all back tomorrow morning, and afterwards it's boot camp, so make sure you have at least your piece of paper with you. If you have any questions, keep them for Q&A. Same for you, Blake. Thank you. Enjoy. See you back tomorrow.